Um, it is 6 o'clock on Tuesday, December 1st. This is a regular meeting of the Franklin County Public School Board. And it's my understanding that there are no public comments, so we'll go straight to new business. The first item is request for waiver of
Based on policy 08.113, students are required to attend school for 8 semesters or 4 years. Due to individual circumstances, a student is requesting a waiver of this policy. Student ID number 196-204-3749 would like to request permission to graduate in December. The student is requesting early graduation due to personal reasons and early acceptance into EKU and U of L. The student has decided to attend U of L credit to graduate, but is asking for a waiver of the 8-semester rule. The recommended motion is to approve student request of waiver to policy 08.113.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Is there and is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Mark, I was going to ask, is the policy out there to where, if somebody, a lot of times we waive something of that nature, but when it's academic, somebody's that talented, that is that put out there for other students?
Yes, there are 2 different paths to doing this. One is the path that you would approve now, special circumstances. The other path to early graduation is one in which the student at the beginning of their junior year enters into an early graduation track, and it's kind of monitored through the KDE pipeline. And they work with their guidance counselors to do that. We don't have as many of those because, again, those generally graduate at the end of their junior year, but that's something that all of our counselors share with all of our students.
Okay.
All right, if there's no further discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? All right. The next item, hold on, I've got my agenda on a second item here. Naming of the Western Hills Football Field House.
Western Hills High School would like to publicly thank the Board of Education and Mr. Kopp for helping us financially with the new field house. We could not have, obviously this is Mr. Roush has written this, or someone at the high school. We could not have done this without your assistance. We would like Harris Jr., whom without the family's donations of over $100,000, this building would have never been developed. Western Hills High School would like to request approval to name the field house the Ricky Harris III Field House. The recommended motion is to approve this field house, the Ricky Harris III Field House.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Justin second.
Yeah, and I think there was a slight typo because it is Ricky Mann who tragically died. His father is Ricky Harris Jr. So the Ricky Harris III Field House, I think, is a wonderful memorial to that young man and his family. So I'm in favor. Is there any other discussion? Saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. The next item is the school board attorney selection.
Proposals were presented to the board at the November 16, 2020 working meeting and are attached for your review. This next segment is a discussion and or selection of the school board attorney. Just so you're all aware, in speaking with our attorney and consulting with KSBA, we do not you do not as a board have to select an attorney until January. That's generally when we've always done that in the past. So if you elect not to do it tonight, you have a special called meeting that's coming up in 2 weeks where we're going to have our financial audit, and we could also put it on that agenda, or you could select it at the regular board day. You do not have to select one tonight. You can absolutely do that. We would just make the motion where the motion right now just says to select the board attorney. We would just make the motion where you would actually say, we would like to select this firm as our attorney and then move on from there. Otherwise, you can have discussion. You know, I don't know if you could have discussion without having a motion. Rebecca, are you aware of anything on that? And
sorry, I'm flipping back and forth here, and to select tonight or you know, at another meeting. So yay or nay for that.
okay.
Doing that at